Hi, this is Garvey Campbell and you are watching Carnival Network and we are in the West End with...
Edison from Pure Lime, original chocolate mask.
Right, so we found out that they are having their t-shirt reveal today. We're in the Long Acre Bar, close to Leicester Square.
Yeah, just outside Leicester Square.
Yeah, West End. So I wanted to grab Edison, get a bit more insight into what's going down this year with Pure Lime. Obviously, it's business as usual, but a lot of people still don't know a lot about Pure Lime and what they do every year, each and every year for Notting Hill Carnival, especially for Notting Hill Carnival Sunday. It's madness. So, when did Pure Lime start, if you don't mind?
It started 1996.
Damn, it's a long time.
Long time, yeah.
And what gave you the idea?
The idea came when I first came here to live. The Notting Hill Carnival didn't have enough for me.
All right.
And I've always been a dirty mask guy back home.
You didn't like the pretty mask?
No. I was always dirty mask was always my thing. I've been doing dirty mask since I was about 15.
Mud mask?
Mud, grease,
okay.
Oil, paint. I'm not keen on the oil, but I would do anything.
Right.
But that's my thing.
Right.
But when I came here and I looked at the carnival for about 10, 15 years, and 10 years, and they didn't have what I wanted.
Right.
So I decided to bring something, but I wanted something new. Because the type of person I am, I don't copy. I don't follow fashion. I needed something different.
Okay, creative.
Yeah. I wouldn't say creative, I just different. So I decided to use chocolate because my mentality was oil, grease, paint. You don't want it on your face or your lips. And I was just thinking, in a band, I'm dancing with somebody, and chocolate with the person you're dancing with.
Yeah. It's not just.
And I won't go any further.
Of course, yes. we get the idea. It's a good idea. We get the idea.
So I thought I would tie in the happiest things in life when you work on a little scale is, to me, nice music, good food, nice drink,
right,
and nice people to be with. And then you need to bond them together. And I thought chocolate as a dirty mask band, chocolate was the best thing. And as you can see now, it worked because 20...
And it's still working.
Yeah, 20-something years later, there's a chocolate mask band almost in every carnival.
Right.
Yeah.
So... so... Pure Lime has always been... always seemed to me like a community band. I mean, it's in the name, Pure Lime.
Yeah.
Liming, which is not so much just about fetting and wilding out, but chilling out with friends, family, talking, socializing, the social aspect of Trinidad culture. So, how would you say you've kept that? You've kept that over a very long time. That kind of community vibe. Yeah. You know, how have you kept that going through all of the changes that have happened through Carnival?
The concept of a lime, as you were saying, is socializing.
Yes.
It's not necessarily jump and wave and noise and bacchanal, it's socializing. And when we started, there were 6 of us. And I've always said from day one, we are not a mass band, we are a line.
Interesting.
And what I have done in the last 25 odd years is that I've always created a line for the 6 people who started off.
Right.
And when I did it, we had the chocolate, we had the rum, we had the facilities to make a nice time.
Right.
We were with Cocaine, one of the biggest, best sound systems. And so we had the package. And it was literally the group from my backyard. So we used to do a lime once a month. That's where I got the name Pure Lime from.
Right.
Because a friend told another guy in a fete one night. And he was asking, why are you going by this next week? And he said, well, because there's have a party. He says, no, we lime by Edison.
Yes.
So it's just a pure lime in by Edison. And that's where the name came from. I got that name back in 1989 or 1990, 91.
Right.
And I used it when we formed the band. And I've always stuck to that policy. Now there's bands out there who growing and growing and growing and expanding and doing all sorts of stuff. I have kept mine as a line. I have not increased the size in the last 10 years because I've worked out a number. In Notting Hill Carnival, we go with 750.
Right.
And after doing it for about 10, 12 years, 750 I worked out, kept the line context working.
Right.
750 people on the road, you will find your friend within 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes, that's
true. You will
true.
get
that's
to the
true.
bar
that's
in
true.
2 minutes. You will get your drink in 2 to 3 minutes.
That's interesting. So what you're saying is that by keeping a certain amount of control of the numbers, you ensure that everyone gets a consistent level of service each and every year.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Keep it it's consistent for a line. That's why the people come to me, because I put on a line. You've got floats and bands you go to, you turn up and you switch the song system on and the jam and wine.
Yes.
We don't do that. You come down, there's no music when you turn up. But there's coconut bake, saltfish, tea and coffee.
So you're providing, you're focusing on providing a wide experience for Carnival.
So we do a line with food and drink when we start at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
The music comes on a little later on because our line doesn't all depend on a big sound system shaking on the place. So we have our breakfast line. Music comes on and we give you a little rum punch or a little something and then we go on the road. Lunchtime, to me, the carnival is pilau. A rice and peas and a piece of meat. That is it. It works every single time.
Yep.
No complication.
Yep.
It tastes good and it works. So we do that. People talk about, oh, why you don't have this and have that. Nothing else Carnival, you can't bring food in. You can't do like Trinidad and pull into
That's right.
You have to provide something that's going to be on your vehicle and safety. So we do the pilau.
Interesting.
And then we come back to the base, and I learned in Trinidad when I am absolutely hammered, a corn soup.
I remember you told me that about
and
6
you
or
did
7
try,
years
didn't you?
ago.
You
Yeah,
did try,
and it worked.
Yep.
That thing saved my life one day.
Yeah. So we have a corn soup.
Interesting.
But as I said, I designed the whole thing for the 6 of us. And whatever you design for a group, if you stick to it, it works. So when you decide to do it for 700 people,
right?
People start cutting corners. So you're going to get the cheapest food, cheapest drink.
Yes, yeah.
The cheapest of everything to keep it.
Yes.
And I don't. So like the chocolate we use, I imported from Belgium. It costs a fortune. But I buy it because people, when they come to my band, they want to lick and taste the chocolate.
Yeah.
They don't want syrup and they don't want powdered stuff and they don't. They want real chocolate. So when you put it in your mouth, you can swallow it and enjoy it. The kids in my band, I feel sorry for the parents, but the kids OD. But that's the secret to our longevity. And there's a lot of hype in Notting Hill for the size of your float. And we're not into the size of the float. I did that 25 years ago.
Yes.
I started with 6. We got to 1,000 in 5 years. Nobody else has done it.
Yep.
And it's not about the quantity of people. It's the package and the service we provide and the whole event. And as a friend was saying to me last night, because they're changing up the carnival and they're putting a lot of pressure on the Dirty Mask band. And a friend of mine was saying, but they can't do this to you because you are providing a whole experience. And the people who come to my band come to the experience. Jumping and waving is part of it. But we do a whole package, and you know you've been there for years and years and years. Yeah.
I have to come and take a look in Pure Lime almost each and every year because the vibe is sweet.
Yeah.
One of the things that was quite interesting was that, and we mentioned it before, people in Trinidad actually took your idea and took it across the water back home to Trinidad. Because I can remember going back there one year, I can't remember which band it was, but they were doing chocolate mass. And when I first saw it, I thought it was you.
Yeah, that's what everybody thought.
And I was like, what is... I can't remember, I think I was playing with Legacy that year. in Trinidad, and but yeah, it was a chocolate mass band for Juve morning.
Yeah.
How did that come across to you? Back home in Trinidad, people taking one of your ideas and taking it right back home to the home.
No, I was fine because the guys who started it, they did speak to me about it.
Okay.
So they did speak to me about before they started. And then I was supposed to be partially involved, but then I didn't hear from them for a long time, and they launched it off. And I was a little bit disappointed the way they did it, because when they launched it off, they never mentioned Pure Line, and they never mentioned me. I don't mind me, but mentioned Pure Line.
Yeah.
And they launched off, and they didn't say, well, listen, Edison, we are going on the road. So I knew nothing about it. And they did a lot of promotion in Trinidad, and they never mentioned Pure Line. They just mentioned the band from London. And they sort of said the band from London, but we were never involved as Pure Line.
Interesting.
So I was a little bit peeved that I was not
included.
Just give me my kudos.
Give recognition, yes.
So they've done it, but I have no power over it, and I was sort of semi-pleased that somebody saw what I was doing, and the heart of Carnival took it. So I think I'm the first person to do something that Trinidad adopted.
Yes.
Trinidad Carnival.
Yes, it's normally
builds and creates and puts things out, and everybody else grabs it. And I think, for me personally, I was pleased that I created something that went back home, rather than bring something here.
Yes.
I sent something back home.
Yes.
So that's my little claim to my own
little
personal
claim to fame, of course.
So along those lines, I was really pleased, and I was really pleased that I was, apart from T&T Mothers, who started up a couple of years before me.
Yes.
They're the original Dirty Mass band in England.
Yes.
And then I came along, and I sort of took it to another level. And I was really pleased that after me doing it for about 10 years in England, other people started doing stuff. And I've got a lot of respect for the guys who brought something new. So you got Yukon, who brought out Liquid Gold.
Yes.
And I was really pleased to see that.
Yes.
Then you had Ari Boys bringing out Colors of the World. And you had a couple other little bad guys who brought different things into the game. And it was nice to see that because of me doing a Dirty Mass band, you had other people doing the same. And for me, it's the whole idea that Sunday Mass in England, instead of having 5 kiddie bands and then 20 adult bands with 10 people in it with a t-shirt, you now had people wanting to come on a Sunday, wanting to take part. You have people wanting to come down and to look to see what's going on.
I know people, and myself included, who we would already book up for a band on Monday, but we'd spend the extra money to come down and take part with Pure Lime on Sunday. That was a regular thing.
And that's what I've seen. Sunday now, nothing else Carnival on a Sunday. It used to be nothing going on. You had a very small crowd. You had very few bits happening on the road itself. And now you go down on a Sunday, there's the same amount of people coming down to the Carnival on a Sunday to see it, because there's something to see.
Yeah, there's a spectacle, there's something,
So people want to come down and want to see 1,000 people covered in chocolate. It's fascinating. They want to see them guys, Liquid Gold. They want to see Abir. They want to see Colors. They want to see the Trinidadian boys with their jam. So all these guys have now brought something to Carnival.
And it's the more, what I like about it, I suppose, is it's the more traditional aspect of
it's
Carnival.
The original Carnival.
You know, don't get me wrong, I love the feathers and all that stuff, but
But when I say original, when you look from the slave's point of view, it's the original Carnival. And so to me that's what I'm happy with, that I did something and it's turned into something bigger. So now on a Sunday you have so much more going on, and now you have from maybe 1,000 people taking part on a Sunday. Now we probably got 5,000-6,000 people who are in the carnival, taking part in the carnival, which didn't happen before. Yeah, you need to pause.
All right. Well, listen. I won't keep you because I know you got stuff to do.
Yeah, I got.
But wicked interview. Hopefully, and I'll get to pick your brains another time.
Yep, definitely.
But thanks for the interview, Edison.
Always. Well, I'm gonna come see you before that anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is Garvey Campbell,
everybody.
and you've been watching Carnival Network.
Everybody, come down and enjoy Notting Hill.
Yeah, man. Hi, this is Garvey Campbell and you are watching Carnival Network. We are at the Pure Lime event up at the Long Acre Bar, close to Leicester Square station. I am with...
JBuss.
Nice. So, I came across you guys DJing upstairs. Edison said I had to get an interview with you. Can you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you're doing at the moment and where you're doing it as well?
Right, okay. Well, we're based in Essex. We've got a group, it's called the Pull Up Raves crew, and that consists of me, Gully B upstairs playing right now, and Andy A, who couldn't make it today. But we've just got a shared love in soca music, all Caribbean music. Like we love our Afro beats, as well. Like we're all into dancehall. Like that's how we first sort of started. Like we was going to raves like uptown, like Hot Rock. Do you remember them ones? Like
Yeah.
They were the guys we followed as well. They were doing it so well, and we was like, right, we want to be on their level. So like we was looking up to them as what we were doing for our sound. And then we started doing like small events down in Essex, like near the seafront as well. So you had the vibe, you had the nice environment.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it was lovely. And then we played like soca. Well, we started off with a bit of reggae, you got to start slow, and then moving to the dancehall, Afro beat, soca. Then just a carnival. It's amazing. Yeah, it's good.
So how would you describe the soca scene up in Essex at the moment?
Do you know what? It's different to up here.
Okay.
Like up here, I'd say you've got a lot more people that are actually coming from those countries where that music's originated. Whereas in Southend, we don't have that big community for that sound. So all we have is people like us, people that have just come across that sound, like not in our usual circle, and we've just found a shared love for it. So it's just pure fans coming down to like where we are, which is nice because obviously you sort of build your own little community where people come down, they have a good time. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, cool. So, do you guys play out well, obviously you guys play out events. Do you guys play out anywhere else at all aside from
I mean, we've got a radio show.
Okay, what's the radio show?
So, Reprezent Radio in Brixton. We're on there every 2 Saturdays, 5 to 7 o'clock. We're on, and we're doing like absolutely everything. We do like Kuduro, like I said again, Afro beats, dancehall, reggae, like soca, absolutely everything. And we just love it. We treat it like a gig. When we're in the studio, we're all like, no, it's good. It's nice though. And it's good to get your name out there as well.
Of course.
Like, people understand what you're doing. and then you get respected a bit more. No, it's just nice. It's a good community for it. So yeah, it's good.
So, if you don't mind me asking, do you have like a favourite tune for 2018 at the moment, or a favourite artist?
I've got a favourite tune, but
I know there's a lot out there, and they keep coming. So it's hard.
My favourite tune, I don't think it's 2018. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's Ricardo Drew Vagabond.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I think that's a year or 2 years.
Yeah. But I'll keep hold of that one because I love that tune. It's just so good, man.
And that's interesting because Ricardo Drew is originally from Antigua.
Yeah.
And one of my pet peeves is the fact that, I mean, I love Antigua's carnival. I love the Antiguan culture. I don't think we see a lot of it over here, but they've got some fantastic artists as well, like Tizzy, Red Hot Flames, man, and Burning Flames. What more can you say?
Oh, exactly.
And Ricardo Drew as well.
I'll tell you what, the man upstairs, he's got all the Antiguan folk.
Yeah? I'm about to talk to him after this interview.
Like, he knows all the separate places. He knows where everyone comes from. I'm the man with the crate, so I got all the tunes, but I couldn't tell you that. Like, he's the man for that.
He's the one with the knowledge.
He's the one with the brain. I'm the one with the music.
Alright, cool. So before I let you go, can I find out, do you have a island that you would really like to get to within the next year or 2 years? Trinidad?
Straight away, yeah.
Never been?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Have you been to any Caribbean islands?
Not at all.
Okay, so Trinidad, you're going straight to the birthplace.
What I want to do, I don't want to go out there for a small holiday. When I go out there, I want to go out there for a month. So it's going to be like a big trip for me. And like we all of us guys have said the same thing. We want to do it together. Get all of us together, fly out there. Like, obviously set a lot of meets with all the artists so we can get some like interviews for the radio and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
But, I mean, recently we had from St. Lucia, we had Freezy.
Yes.
We had him, like he flew over, and so we had him interviewed for our radio show. And we didn't realise, because he turned up about 3 hours late, right? So we thought, he's running on Caribbean time, no, it's fine. We let him have it. And he said to us, I've come from miles away and all the trains are messed up. He was like, I'm so sorry. We said, where'd you come from? And he went, Westcliff. And I went, what, Westcliff on the sea? And he went, yeah, do you know it? And I went, yeah, I live there. Like, that's where I live. And then it turned out he was staying 2 rows down from our house, which was less than a 5-minute walk. And I was like, we could have just done this at home.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it's good, it's good to link with all the artists, definitely. Like having a radio show pushes us forward to go out and find those artists.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you've got a radio show behind you, like people will look at you and think, oh, it's a bit more professional,
yes.
Like, obviously, and they want to deal with you more. Because obviously we can offer a bit of promotion, they can offer us promotion, and it's just, again, it's just a nice circle, isn't it? Like
absolutely.
Everyone wants to help each other, which is nice. It's good.
Alright, cool. So we'll leave it there. Before I let you go, can you just plug and tell people where they can listen to you on the radio? When are you on? So
we're on every 2 Saturdays a month.
Okay.
So can't tell you when the next one is.
That's alright.
The next one is this Saturday. What's the date for that?
I don't know, but we'll work it.
We'll work that one out.
That's alright. We'll work that out.
I'll tell you what. If they find me on the socials,
which is
at JBuss UK, which is JBuss UK, then you'll know everything about the radio. You know everything about the events.
And they can listen in.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, listen, thanks for the interview.
Yep.
I know your time's probably coming up. So listen, I'll be checking out your radio station myself.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank
nice
you.
one. Thanks for the interview.
Alright, cheers.
This is Garvey Campbell, and you have been watching Carnival Network. Garvey Campbell. You are watching Carnevale Network. We are at the Pure Line T-shirt reveal at the Long Acre Bar up in Leicester Square. I am with
Man like Gully B here from the Pull Up Raves crew, all the way from Essex. We're here, touchdown in London in time to play some soca for everyone. We're loving it.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing up in Essex at the moment for the soca scene?
So for us, really, we started Pull Up in a basement of a pub, not even like in a bar or a club or nothing like that. Me and Andy A started doing soca, dancehall, kuduro, Afrobeats parties in the basement of a pub that we all just used to go in. Really, we were influenced by a lot of the music from Nottingham Carnival we've been going to over the years, and we're like, look, we need to bring this back to South End, honestly. We need something like this, everyone can enjoy that. Like, we don't want to keep having to all the way up to London just to go for a party. So we started we recruited some of our friends. One of our friends helped build a little sound system in his garden, so we borrowed that. We used to bring our own turntables, like back on vinyl and like that. We didn't have any equipment. The bar didn't trust us to let us have the main room, so like you can have the little basement, like function room. So we started doing it there, and the parties were absolutely crazy. JBuss, who you may have met earlier on.
Yeah, we interviewed him a moment ago.
Yeah, so JBuss, he was actually a raver in the crowds, and I remember he literally cut all of his knuckles on the first night from just banging the ceiling for tunes like that, and he had like blood all over the ceiling and everything like that. I got in so much trouble with the venue owner because they're like, what the hell is this all over the ceiling? I'm like, I don't know, man, I don't know about that. And it was JBuss, it was him, he's a raver. And then he started DJing, he showed me some of the mixes he was doing. I was like, yo, he was a kid, he was like just turned 18. Like, right. Because, yeah, I was working in a club as like a drum and bass DJ, and he was actually the glass collector. And then he was like, look, check out my mix. I looked at him like, this kid's sick, like really good. And we became really good friends from there. JBuss joined me, and he is like the soca connoisseur, I'd say, out of the Pull Up crew. I think all of us have our own sort of specialties as well. We're all big fans of all kind of music, but really I'd say JBuss is the soca guy, definitely.
Okay, so what was your first encounter with Caribbean music?
For me, I went to Jamaica when I was about 13, but really before that, I think like everyone grew up with like a Bob Marley record being played in the house. No matter what background you're from, every family. So my mum and dad, like I remember the Natural Mystic album by Bob Marley always getting played when I was a kid. Every like road trip to Scotland and stuff like that was always playing. So I was always quite like into the reggae side of things. And then for me getting more into like the hardest and like dancehall and stuff like that, and eventually soca. When I was in Jamaica the first time, I was as a kid just going around hearing a lot more of the music. I was like, I really like the vibe, which is weird because I was a proper like grunger kid, like spiky. I was a skateboarder. I was like baggy jeans, hoodies, a lot. Like I didn't fit the culture one bit. And then I think really from us, we then started going to the Heatwaves night on Hot Wednesdays. They were playing a lot more dancehall stuff. We loved that side, just like that kind of music as well. All the shout outs to the Heatwave. I got to say they were the guys. I remember I used to always go record shopping for anything, and I find like one record that was like music from all around the world. It was like they're taking like loads of different countries and put just like one song from. Do
you remember the name of it?
No, I can't. I've got it in my I've still got it somewhere.
There was a series of albums, and I think that it was called Putumayo. It may have been that.
It wasn't that one, no, because it was something, it's like a really generic name. It was like Future Sounds of the World or something like rubbish like that. But like the tunes are sick, so I was going there because I was trying to find loads of like kuduro from like Angola and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then there was like the influence from reggae and dancehall and like the Jamaican scene, and that was Enough Respect by Lady G. Right. And that sub bass line, that like, I was like, oh my days, like, so I remember turning that one up and down. I was like cranking the bass in that one. And that really was, I'd say, one of the first songs that really hooked me into the dancehall sounds. And then from then, soca I was always kind of loving just because I was a big fan of like kuduro music, which is obviously influenced the new sort of St. Lucian Dennery segment sound right now. So it's come from that. So like, I really resonate quite well with that, like that beat, like really love that kind of beat. And so soca was just an obvious like love for me. Like it's so happy. Like I don't know anyone who's listened to soca and gone like, nah, I'm not into it. Like
when it gets you, it gets you.
It's infectious. I love it.
So you guys are gonna, you guys have a radio show?
Yes, we do. We do Reprezent Radio. So that's the Pull Up Raves radio show. So at Pull Up Raves on all the socials. Yeah. So we do that, and really like we're just trying to sort of showcase sort of our. I feel a lot of the guys on the show, like on the other stations, they really like focus on one genre. So they're like, we are dancehall, we are reggae, something like that. Whereas really, we come from so many like different loves, especially because none of us are from like a Caribbean heritage at all. Right, and the thing, we are tourists to the scene, and we always say that we are. Like we never sort of try and claim that we're from anywhere. Like we are just lovers of all kinds of music, especially coming from the Caribbean, really. So we always try and switch up. So we even like focus on stuff like from Brazil, like, all the way down. So it's like the Bali funk scene right from the favelas. Like we're really pushing that stuff, as well as like the reggaeton scene from the Latin communities too. So like, and there's got that kind of like carnival-esque sound. Like we love it, and that's really what we try and push on the pull-up show. So that's kind of how we started pull-up radio as well.
Okay.
So.
And you're also, from what I understand, so again, I only found this out here, but apparently you guys are going to be on the road, on the truck for the first time this year as well.
Yeah, we are really excited. This was when we started pull-up back in 2013. It was like, I wouldn't even say it was a goal to play Carnival. It was more like a dream. Like, wouldn't that be cool if we could one day do Carnival? And that was 5 years ago. Like in 5 years, I feel like we've just really like honed in our skills and be like, no, we just want to be like one of the top DJs from the UK for all these genres. Not even like we want to be the best dancers, we want the best soca DJs. Like, no matter what party we can walk into, we can just shell it down. Like, no matter what the scene is like, we can just go in there and we're comfortable in any situation. Like, for me in Cuba last year, I played a party in Cuba. I don't speak Spanish, but I know how to rock a reggaeton party. So I think like that's what we try and pride ourselves on. Like, we've just put our heads completely in the cultures and the scene, and we always try and make sure we're getting to know the people as part of it. Like, I think as tourists to the genre, we need to know everything about it. Like we're addicted. So I think that's where our passion really comes from, really. So so to play Notting Hill Carnival with the Pure Lime guys is like a dream come true, because it was just a dream for us. We're like, we didn't have any links to being able to play on Carnival or anything like that. So we're like, we didn't know who it would be to like meet it. Like we were like, well, I don't even know who runs like the trucks or anything like that. So how do we even meet the people that do it? So it was literally a chance encounter with Edison from Pure Lime, through our mutual friends, which me and JBuss, we actually work in the city like normal day jobs. So we always go down to Bago, which is a Trinidadian food spot. And like that's just like our food spot for lunch. And then it turns out Hassan, who's one of the head chefs there, he is from Trinidad.
I know Hassan,
we became really good friends with Hassan through our love for music. I done their Spotify playlist for this store. So anytime you're ever in Bago, that's our curation right there. And so through Hassan, we then met Edison from Pure Lime, and the rest was history. We're now doing Carnival, which I can't believe I'm saying.
Hey man, I'll be where we normally set off from. You guys are normally round the back from where we set off. The band I normally start with Carnival. So I'm going to come out and check you guys out.
Yeah, definitely.
But one of the other things I wanted to find out was who is your favourite artist and what is your favourite song at the moment?
At the moment?
Yeah. Any genre.
Any genre, God.
Any genre.
Wow. I've got so many different like.
I know it's hard.
I think like it's a tricky one because I've kind of got like different guys. Like for me in dancehall right now, I'm still a massive fan of like Conscience. Like I think I've not seen one tune I'm disappointed with. And like I think everyone was obviously like pigeonholed with like, oh, I'm Mavado, I'm Gully Side, I know the guys I think isn't a big thing, but everyone's like, I'm Cartel, I'm an Alkaline fan, I'm like a Mavado fan. I feel there's some like the top dudes like your Conscience, your High Octanes and dudes like that, like and not just the dudes, the women as well. Shensia, I've got so much respect for the women as well. Like Shensia is how she is probably one of the top female artists I've seen in a long time, and still proving herself to be like a really strong, good-willed mother as well. Like she's been a real good mum to her child whilst being an international star. And like I think like there needs to be like a bit of a focus on that really. Like I was like, to have a kid is like a hard thing too, but then to juggle an international recording career at the same time, and she works like. And then so I've named so many artists now. It's supposed to be one. And then in soca music, for me, I love the St. Lucian Dennery segment sound. So Freezy, I've always got to say, actually RDX as well. Another two guys I absolutely adore what they're doing, and that's just from the Caribbean. There's guys in the UK that are smashing it too, like K Moore with his new track Washing Machine, huge hit. Doctor with a K, because he's just come back with a new tune called Freaking You. That's huge right now. I'm trying to think of some other guys. Big Zeeks and Emacs, or all like the Shellington High Road guys, like they're smashed it too. Like, there's so much good music come from all around the world. So we're overwhelmed by good music. I probably get about 40, 50 tunes like every 5 days that are great. Like not even like, oh, that's alright. It's like I'm like, how the hell am I going to do a radio show this week? Well, I've got too much music. Like we just have so much music from so many places.
Yeah. So you've been to Jamaica. Have you been to any of the other islands at all?
No, not really. I wouldn't claim. Technically, it's a Caribbean island, but I went to Cuba last year.
So that is
it's Caribbean, but it's like the Latin vibe. The vibe's completely different. The landscape is almost identical.
And you got there before the Americans started.
Yes,
to
I was going to go over here. It was like I felt as if I got to see real Cuba because I actually went there with Cubans as well. Like we actually got to see real Havana, and then we spent some lovely times out right on the coast, Chaos Santa Monica we went to. So we went all the way out, which is literally like just south of Florida. So but you're out in the middle of nowhere and it's beautiful, like just endless beaches sort of thing. And then we went to Havana, and the culture in Havana was just like.
So if you could travel anywhere, Latin America or Caribbean, next, what would be your ideal place to go next?
For me, I do want to see St. Lucia, just because we've got quite a lot of guys out there that come over to UK that we've made really good friends with, and it'd be good to see them. Antigua is another place I'd love to go as well. My sister, she was out there, she runs a film company, so she was out there filming all the hotels. She had a proper corporate gig out there, and she said, like, again, the culture is the same, like, she was like, there. And I'd love to see Antigua at some point, but like really, like, I want to see every island at some point. Like the Barbados soca scene is so good as well. Like it's heavy. I want to see that. I want, like, obviously Trinidad and Tobago. That of course. I want to go back to Jamaica. I'd like to go back to Jamaica with about 10 grand on me for dub plates as well. that's the real reason. Like, I would keep joking with my girlfriend. I was like, we're going on holiday. I was like, I want to go to Jamaica. I was like, but then again, if I went on holiday, it wouldn't be a holiday. I'd be working the whole time. I'd never see outside. I'd be in a studio the whole time I went to Jamaica. I'd literally be like recruiting artists in probably. So I think I need like a work holiday for Jamaica. And, but to actually go out there and really experience it and have fun, like. Definitely St. Lucia's probably one on my top of my list at the moment. Like really go out there and have fun out there.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, if you wouldn't mind, just tell the people where they can find you again. Any social media, radio
so guys, check out. So myself, JBuss, and Andy, we make up the Pull Up crew, which is at Pull Up Raves on all social media. If you want to check out myself, I'm at The Gully B on pretty much all social networks. And of course, check out my Spotify playlist. I do that every Friday. I update it with all the new music in soca, dancehall, Afrobeats, Kuduro, Bali funk, reggae. So every Friday, the Gully B guides, new dancehall, soca, Afrobeats. If you just search that on Spotify, that is updated every Friday. So that's one way to check it.
Cool. So you heard it here first. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Garvey Campbell with
Gully B.
We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Carnival Network, on Twitter at CarnivalNet, and check out our website, carnivalnetwork.co.uk.